Welcome back for the long awaited album review. We haven't done one of these since it's been a while. Then we have Carlos here. Carlos is here for our whole lot of red episode. I think is one of our highest streamed all time episodes.
It's
The
been a
most.
year. I'm back, better than ever.
It's
It's
been
been way
almost
too
exactly
long.
a year.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
But we got two albums that came out a couple weeks ago. Dawn FM The Weeknd and Gunna's DS Forever. It's the last of his DS trilogy, right?
Yes.
Trilogy. It's now it's four, but still. Yes.
Yes. I agree.
Then we bring the wide array of opinions. We got Evan here to complain as he listens to anything other than his rock and metal.
Thanks.
But we'll take it off. Well, you guys want to open it up on The Weeknd?
Sure.
Sure.
So let's take it away. So both these albums were rolled out with, they pretty much had no rollout, no real advertising. They weren't long awaited projects. They kind of just like, here you go. And The Weeknd was outsold by Gunna by about 2,000 copies.
Yeah.
Which
Supposedly.
was really surprising because The Weeknd is like the biggest artist on the face of the earth, not named Drake. I think it was decent. Some of it sounded a little generic. First listen, I honestly really didn't like it. I thought his last 80s theme project was a lot better. But specifically, I was a huge fan of How Do I Make You Love Me? That one's been ringing in my head over and over. Been listening to that one on repeat. Gasoline's a pretty good track, but the Tyler the Creator was a phenomenal feature. But just some of it sounded a little generic and like forgettable to me, especially when I look at old Weekend projects.
Mm. Yeah, he's kind of transitioned to this it's like 80s pop kind of vibe.
Mhm.
And it's good music, but I honestly prefer the old Weekend sound better. Which I have seen a lot of people saying that they're kind of trashing this album. They don't like it.
What do you think, Emma? What's your first take on this?
I thought it was pretty good. I like the whole 80s pop new wave thing. I thought it was pretty good.
Mhm.
I think, obviously he had a few like interlude tracks, but I guess when you have these projects that are 50 minutes long, you kind of feel its runtime a little bit. But there's some good tracks. But I'm not sure how you feel about this part, but I thought the Lil Wayne track was absolutely awful, in my opinion.
Lil Wayne's on this album.
Yeah, he's a feature.
Yeah, his
crazy.
feature was not that good. It was Tyler the Creator and Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Tyler Creator had by far the best feature, obviously, and he was probably part of the best song. One of the best songs.
He's been really killing it as like the last year. He's always been prominent, but like his sound as of late and him on multiple projects has been phenomenal. And his project was arguably album of the year like 2 years in a row.
Since like Flower Boy, it's like
he's been really killing it. He's been like extremely influential in general in the industry. You have a lot of people starting to sound like Tyler, to be honest. Now with The Weeknd too, that 80s sound has been really blown up. I feel like Tory Lanez did his project that was something prom. What was it called?
Alone at Prom.
Alone at Prom. I thought this was definitely better Alone at Prom. A lot of people might disagree with that, but The Weeknd's voice suits this sound a lot better than Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez sounds almost like overcorrected with his voice. It was decent. This was definitely better, but you can really see. I think The Weeknd got the ball rolling with Blinding Lights and those projects. My bad, that songs.
Yeah, you're right about that. But I think I do like Tory Lane's project better. I don't know. The Weeknd, it's like he makes great music, but it's just for some reason it just doesn't really resonate with me. I don't know, something about his voice, or maybe just kind of like the vibes are like more. I feel like melancholy sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I
like
could see
more
this
down.
being like a good on like a road trip. It's kind of just playing the background. It's got that radio station interludes at the endings. I could see like driving to go down the shore or something, and it's just kind of like floating in the background.
This is
Mm.
perfect H&M music.
I was just about to say that. And the mall is perfect music.
But this is you're never grabbing the aux and playing Dawn FM.
Yeah.
Someone gets in the car and starts playing Dawn FM, you're gonna have to take the aux.
Yeah, no. Not right. That's not P.
That's but it's definitely not one of the worst projects. It's definitely not my favorite. It might be one of my least favorite Weekend projects. I feel like he's been tailing off. And then for some reason, why does he have the worst cover art? Why did like the last two tapes have been like just weird? What this old man ass cover is. They could do something cool with some radio FM style cover art, and they just like do you know the reason why they did this?
I think he said that this album is supposed to be like when you're in purgatory. So like you're like waiting to go like to the light, and that's why Jim Carrey's like narrating it the whole time, like he's taking you towards the light. So I think this is like supposed to be like when you're dying. I have no idea. But you're not rocking with the old man look? I kind of rock with the old man look.
Mm. I like the other look more with the face bandages.
Oh, with the swollen nose, that look was way worse.
But like he always has some deeper meaning. Like I always have to look up what The Weeknd is talking about, especially the Super Bowl performance. We talked about that one time. His last album, pretty much everything he drops and talks about always has like some hidden meaning. Like The Weeknd really thinks he's like the main character and he's got to make this crazy background story to everything he does.
Mm.
I was
It was
like,
okay.
Rock is on a little better.
do we have a rating? Do we have an opinion?
I will give this 6 weekends out of 10.
6 weekends out of 10, not P out of 10.
It's barely P.
Evan, what do you got for me?
I'm giving it 7 out of 10 weekends.
What is that a different measurement unit that I'm gonna have to adjust to here? Is that just a standard weekend out of 10?
Yeah, there's a curve. Just rate it, Jesus, man.
When you rate an album, what do you rate it off of? Do you rate it off their past works or in general?
So I'm gonna go off of what I always like to do if I'm looking at the numbers is a 5 is like okay, middle of the road, because people always like to make it almost like a 7 is okay and anything under is awful. But I like to go with the 5 standard middle of the road. That is a decent project. That is okay. I can enjoy it, whatever. And then a 10 is like there's not a single miss, not a single skip. I can listen to this album top to bottom all the time. And 1 to 0 was unlistenable. Don't even play a single track.
So I'm gonna stick with my 6.
But
I usually rate it off of their past work, and I feel like this is definitely like maybe this is not his best album, maybe not even top 3.
So I was gonna say, so if you want to do, I'll give you both numbers. I was gonna say like a 5.5 on my standard scale. Like just like what puts it above like a decent album is a couple of tracks that I will definitely, I think, How Do I Make You Love Me? A couple of the other ones make it above okay, but that's just right out. But for The Weeknd in general, if I'm putting his best project at a 10, which I'm not even trying to debate right now, this is like a 4.
Understandable. You're a tough grader.
Evan,
He loves his music.
does anyone make any adjustments based on that scale, or we're just rocking with what we got?
I'm dropping down to a 6.5. Just dropping it half.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, but
this, since he's dropping it half, I'm dropping it half too. I'm giving it a 5.5 now.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, me and Carlos agree on the 5.5. Evan with a whole point higher. Honestly, I was surprised about because I don't see this being your type of guy.
I
was the 80s pop.
Honestly, you don't understand what other crap I listen to.
That is fair. That is fair. But this one, we got a lot to say. There's a lot of backstories, a lot of memes behind DS Forever. This album, I surprisingly enjoyed a lot more than I thought. I've always liked Gunna. I always loved Gunna projects, but there's I usually listen to his discography in the sense of like I had songs on playlists. I never listened to Gunna albums top to bottom, but I think this is one of his better projects as a complete unit, to be honest.
Gunna just makes the most vibey, chill music.
It's just wavy.
Exactly. It's P. That's the only way you can describe it. And I think he delivered with this project.
I mean,
Definitely
Pushin'
delivered.
P was a cultural reset, to be honest. Like that's gonna be one of the songs that we look back on, and it's gonna be on throwbacks for years to come. Thug and Future, anytime they get together on a song, it's just an automatic banger. That's it. It's over.
It might be for me top three Gunna song of all time. Pusha P.
Wow.
It just goes so hard in the gym. I can't stop playing it. It might be my most played song 2022 so far.
What do you think of it?
I think I can confirm that part. Pushing P is a good song, quite a bit. I thought the features overall were pretty good.
What I wasn't expecting is
Mm.
Evan really took to like P in general. Like at first, I was like, "Oh, this is stupid." He's usually very much against anything culturally, important or like things that are rolling in the mod.
This shit's important. Yeah,
But like with P, he's been using it a lot. Honestly, I feel like I get 90% of text of Evan with the letter P in it. So honestly, that right there is a W in itself.
fair enough. Yeah,
Which is like I love Young Thug as a feature in general. I don't think he's ever missed with a feature. Mop was a great song. That was one of my favorites. My top three's gotta have to be Pushin' P, Mop, and between 25K Jacket and Thought I Was Playing with 21 Savage. 21 might have been my favorite feature.
Mm.
I was gonna say that same thing too.
I think my top three definitely Pusha P. South to West has got to be up there for me. I like South to West, and also I really like the song with what's her name? I think it's Chloe Bailey. It's more like a love song from Gunna and her, and
Yeah.
I was rocking with it.
Yeah,
I didn't even know last night. I just saw Chloe. That was,
Yeah.
like I really was not expecting that one too. There was a couple of them where Gunna really got in like his like singing bag. Like he's always been doing like the vibes and his humming and whatever he does, but like he was really like doing some love songs, which I didn't see on DS Forever.
Yeah, that's true.
And another one that really surprised me too is Kodak, because both of you are aware I'm not very high on Kodak. He's one of those all-time guys. I get it. He's got a couple great songs, but overall I've never been very high on him. But I really like this feature. Like he fit right on that song.
Kodak is the man. It's not you could say. You know, he might be a little crazy, but Kodak always delivers. And I think he definitely did it with that song too.
He's been popping in culture right now in general, especially with Super Gremlin. He's been really up there right now.
Yeah. That song is big right now.
Then G Herbo. This song was, I mean, you could expect in general that DS Forever was gonna have a lot of features, and some of them usually miss, but pretty much all features hit for me. And I'm really surprised he outsold The Weeknd, especially because they both had no rollout. The Weeknd sold the amount of projects he did, I mean, the amount of tapes he did just because he's The Weeknd. But I really feel like the only reason Gunna's outselling him right now is P. P outsold The Weeknd.
He has created a cultural movement, a viral moment. This will go down in the history of music, Push and P. But a lot of people are saying he's buying streams. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, look how viral P is on TikTok, especially. You can't scroll through your feed without seeing it. The song's everywhere. How is it not going to do numbers? I really think this is showing labels too in general. You're going to see a lot more. It's already started to happen, but just in general, they're going to start pushing into socials a lot more and trying to create TikTok trends with the artists rather than putting up billboards and whatnot, because it's cheaper and it's more effective, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the way Gunna succeeded with P, and especially with Young Thug on live stream calling his pilot not P, that whole campaign that they were doing is more successful than any billboard campaign an artist could do.
And do we even know what Push and P really means?
No, that's the other thing too. People are just using it however, wherever. A lot of it's nonsense, but for the most part, like I guess. And it's even funnier watching Gunna explain it, because I feel like people get more confused the more he explains it. Like he was Gunna and P's just like, it's like it's just not P. And he'll just say something like that. Everyone's like, all right.
Either you know it or you don't. Either you're pushing P or you're not. It's really that simple.
I mean, give me a breakdown here, especially from your perspective in the mutual and then mutual in the musical world. Where does it
Yeah,
sit
yeah.
for you?
I had low expectations coming into this album, but I was thoroughly surprised with the tracks, and it was better than I expected. And there are going to be tracks I'm probably going to revisit again.
Really, which ones would you say?
You know, Push and P. I don't think we have to explain it again. Like, come on. Uh, Thought I was playing with 21 Savage. I liked.
Wow. I forgot. Sorry, hold on. I forgot to put up my video back on. Sorry, no, I got this
oh,
now. Proceed.
yeah, no problem. Uh, I like the song with Chloe too. I thought that was a nice kind of change of pace, and I thought her voice was really good. Even Too Easy as well. So yeah, and also the song with G Herbo, I really enjoyed as well. So
this is what we're gonna talk to. Where does it sit in Gunna discography? Because he's got a pretty deep collection of projects.
For me personally, I was looking at it earlier, and I would have to say it might be. It's not his best album.
I'm
I
talking
don't
his
think it's his
personal
second best.
projects. I'm not talking like the Slime Language albums.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
talking Gunna
no.
tapes.
I'm not counting those. I'd probably put it third or fourth. Maybe probably third. I got Drip Season 2 second, and I got
I
wait
was a big fan of Drip Season 3.
no Drip Season 3 is number one.
Yeah, I was about
And
to
then
say, like, cool.
and I think it's Drip or Drown 2 for me is second. Is that where he's underwater with the umbrella?
That's Drip. That isn't that Drip Season. No, yeah, it's Drip or Drown 2. You're right.
Yeah, okay.
That album cover in general too is great. He's had some great album covers. Every single one but Wanna. I really didn't like the Wanna cover. Other than that, he's had some great album covers.
Yeah, that one cover was trash. But damn, I forgot about Wanna.
The
I'm gonna have to put Wanna ahead of this one too.
the concept though, like the Wanna album cover, I liked it, but it's just like his face. That's what really killed it for me. The way they did like that cartoony head. Other than that, it was a pretty cool concept. It was there. Like the potential was really there for that album cover. But Dripper John 2 goes down as my favorite.
Yeah. And with the umbrella.
Those memes they make where it's like him underwater hiding.
Yeah, exactly.
Evan, you're not. I'm pretty sure you're not too familiar with Gunna's discography. You've never been a big fan of him too, which is another reason why it really says like even you liking some songs is massive.
Yeah, no. The fact that I didn't turn off this project says a lot, just to begin with. So
in general, he's the feature goat. To be honest, like just in general, YSL has the best features as a group. Him, Baby, and Thug are undefeated feature artists.
Apparently, him and Thug have a collab tape coming.
See, that's gonna be crazy. Thug, how many collab tapes does he have now? Or is it just?
I'm not sure.
Because he has the one.
He has one with Chris Brown.
Yes.
He has one with
He had the one Future. No, I'm just thinking a song. My bad.
Nah, I don't think he ever had one with Future.
I'm about to take a look right now, but they come in that one too. Him and Juice are supposed to have a collab too. He was just a big collab artist in general. He just loved working with people. But I'm excited. I feel like music's already off to a better start in 2022 than we were in 2021. I think last year was really an off year.
Really?
I just don't think there was that many memorable projects for me. Like there's nothing that right now I'm going back and listening to 80 times over.
I feel like we say that every year, but then we look back and we're like, oh wow, all these albums came out this year.
Let's go back to 2021. I think Roddy was a miss.
Yeah.
What else really came out? Thug was, I feel like, a little disappointing.
I mean, I like that Thug album.
This thing, like, I enjoyed it, but it's definitely not an all-time Thug project.
Okay. I mean, whoa, we had
CLB and Donda
versus Drake.
Other than those two tapes, that was like pretty much like when people look back at music in 2016, you can list stuff like 8 projects. You look at 2021, CLB versus Donda.
Tyler's album. We basically had a whole lot of Reds like
yeah,
came out
pretty
before It's My Turn One.
That's fair.
What else we had?
I mean,
I know. Me and Pete, we reviewed Lil TJ's album, I remember, and that was kind of like
that was a miss
forgettable
for me.
Yeah.
I didn't even listen to that.
Was Rod Wave beginning of 2021? Because that was a very good tape.
Yeah, I think we reviewed that one too.
I was very high on that Rod Wave album.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was Soulfly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was an all right year. I think 2022 is going to pick up. So might get down to 2. Once again, this is what I really want to talk about. Would you say you don't think we're getting it? Wait, can I hear you speak again? Because I think your mic cut out.
I said I don't think we're ever getting it.
Especially with all the drama going on with Kanye, I feel like he's got to do it. I see, Pete Davidson's trashing on him now. He's been taking
He doesn't
L
have to
after
do it.
L lately. I want to see Kanye get a win this year.
Yeah. Pray for Kanye.
Those puffer jackets were kind of an L.
Oh, for sure.
Is it for sure?
Yeah. They look like I don't know, like reflective trash bags. Just walking around with big trash bags on them.
I feel like, though, I was explaining this the other day. With the Kanye clothing, I feel like when it first comes out, it's happened with everything he's dropped. Everyone trashed on it, is awful. And then, like, in a year or two, everything is going to look like it. In 2 years, you might be wearing that puffer.
I will not be wearing that puffer. You will not catch me with that puffer. I'm going to stick with my trusty North Face puffer.
I hope that happens, and I'm going to drop this clip of which it's you and the P in the back. It's like, I'm never wearing that puffer.
That will never happen.
The Easy boots are definitely an L.
I kind of like them. I don't think I would wear them.
I think the knit runners get a little too much hate. I feel like they look mad comfortable. Like you see wearing them around. The yellow colorway is atrocious though, but like you get some other colors, I think they're pretty cool. Some of the ones that look like bananas.
I feel like as long as you have money and you can dress, you can make anything look good.
That's also a fair point. But the last guy
I saw the Yeezy boots, and those look awful.
Yeah, so my favorite are the 700s. Only some of them. I think what's the ones that say 700 across the side, or those V3 or V2?
I think those are V3s.
Those aren't my favorite, but the first rollout of the 700s, I was a big fan of. And those are something I definitely want to get my hands on, but I gotta get my hands on some money first. So that's square one.
Start pushing P.
Yeah. You say, yeah, that's true, but fair. The last guy I want to talk about though is Yeet. That's the guy I'm the highest on in this year. If you could buy stock in a rapper, I would put the entire bank on Yeet. He's gonna start popping up. He's like still like he's entering mainstream. He's got some songs that are blowing up on TikTok, some huge SoundCloud hits, but he's still not in the mainstream just yet. And people are still adjusting to his sound. I think Cardi blowing up in the same way made Yeet more palatable to like the mainstream. Because while the music's not the same, it's a different style. They still got that like that pitch, and the way they do their vocals is similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Cardi, I always said that Yeet fans like Cardi, but Cardi fans might not like Yeet.
I think they go hand in hand, honestly. I hear a lot of Yeet beats that I'm like, Cardi would sound good on this, and vice versa.
Cardi is rumored, like, I'm not saying this for a fact, but I hear a lot of people saying that he's also might make a feature on Yeet's newest album. And that's only because I've seen a lot of fan pages constantly spitting it around. We don't know how much of a fact that is. Even if it is confirmed, Cardi's very, like Trippie Redd said, he's very rare. So he could just very easily be like, nah, I'm not rocking with this no more. Change it like the day before the album drops. Because Cardi's just weird like that. But the ones that are pretty much guaranteed is Drake, which is going to be a very interesting one in U-Turban, because that snippet is the biggest expected snippet that I've seen. Then also Uzi. Uzi's another guy that's rumored to be on this tape.
Yeah, man, he's going up.
That's two alive.
He delivers.
That cover art looks pretty cool. It's very random, but I love it. I've been very high on Yeet. Carlos put me on summer 2021.
Just about.
It was like end of summer.
Maybe like August, September.
Yeah, it was like end of August, and then I showed Evan. It's been rolling ever since. And then Evan, tell me your experience with you, because that's a guy I never thought you would like.
I remember, yeah, you showed me Get Busy. I'm like, who is this Yeet guy? Like, what the hell is this? Like, what else is trash ass cover? Like, what is this? Like, trash SoundCloud rapper. I'm like, I listened to it the first time. I'm like, I was so intrigued by him. I was like, I gotta listen to it again. And I just kept listening to that song over and over and over. And I listened to that entire project. I'm like, this guy just has something about him. Is it just, it might be just the production or his flow? Well, a lot of it is definitely his production because his production is like through the roof, through the roof. But he just has a sort of style and like a sort of, some sort of flair that's unique and different. And I've been on that wave pretty much since you showed me. It was
I
pretty
think this
crazy.
sounds just a breath of fresh air. Like it's different because everybody and their mothers now sounds like Lil Baby and Migos and Future, and everyone wants to be them. And it was replicating that sound for so long, where it was almost like distasteful. Like artists blowing up were trying to be exactly like people that are already in the game. And Yeet has this new sound, and Cardi has this new sound, and it's just different.
I I think also I think it's just their music is because it felt like 2018 to 20 like probably late 2019 early 2020 there was a lot of like the Juice Worlds and the Polo G's very lyrical the
Melodic.
emo rap. It felt like that was a lot, and obviously it's huge still, but it felt like a lot of people were definitely sort of like, okay, I need a breather here. And now here's Playboy, and here's Yeet, something a little more energetic, fun, and sort of, I guess, uplifting in a different way. But
Do you think there's some
still,
of the aspects that they're using that reminds you some of the music you listen to, at least from a like production standpoint, or like just like culturally speaking? Because I think that like where I see it, maybe not the music sounds the same, but from a fan base and a almost like a message standpoint, it reminds me of that a little bit.
that's fair enough. It's
That's it.
it's I think I think it's I agree with your statement. Just I see those concerts and they're crazy. They're
Like
insane.
specific, like Cardi in general too. And
That's
he was
yeah.
performing before Cardi. He did a couple of headliners, right, Los?
Yeah.
He brought a lot of energy, a lot of mosh pit bass, and it reminds me of that metal a little bit, like the fan base and the energy that they bring. And once again, stay safe. We saw what happened at Astro World, but it's very much that mosh pit culture that's making a resurface. It's very production based. It's very energetic. It makes you want to punch a hole in a wall. It's phenomenal.
I need to go to a Playboy or a Yeek concert, like those concerts, to see if I can really compare like the live setting to a metal show personally.
That's what we've been talking about.
Because the only way it can be different. Because I've been to playing metal shows. I went to a metal show a couple months ago. I was in the pit for that, and I fell down, and everyone pretty much stops to bring you back up, and like, are you okay and all that. Feels like with the Playboy Cardi one, you fall down, who gives a fuck? It's a free for all. It doesn't matter. You will get stomped on. It just seems really out of hand.
Yeah, you
But
want to be like
I really don't care.
in those mosh pits.
Yeah, but I really don't care. I would still go pay money to go be a part of that.
I'm sad we missed Cardi in New York. Was December 18th. That was final season, obviously, but still, I would have gone. We're not, if Yeet comes around in the tri-state area, we're going point blank period. I gotta see him.
Sure.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we got to see how he is as a performer, though. I haven't really seen a lot of
I haven't seen a lot of
his performances, but I mean, I'm sure he should be good.
I want to see like snippets of it.
And we're gonna.
Like
I guess you could see what he's gonna do. Kind of. He's got that Cole Bennett music video that's supposed to come out probably after his album comes out, and that's gonna be cool. Seeing Cole Bennett, he had his turban on, he had his thing going. Yeet is first of all, I think that's gonna be like a little thing people start doing. You know how people had like the vamp looks and they had the Doc Martens. You can start seeing some people wearing some turbans, ironically or unironically, as a matter of fact. And I just really think he's going to pop into the mainstream after this next project. And maybe that music video is even new turban with Drake. And Drake bursts onto Lyrical Lemonade for the first time.
That would be huge.
Other than that, anybody got any closing statements? That pretty much caps up our return to music.
Good discussion. Can't complain with that.
Just keep it P.
Just keep it P. Well, Carlos, thank you for joining us. We'll hope to have you back soon. Like, hopefully some sports talk. I want to bring you back for some basketballs talk.
I'm never busy.
Never busy? Sounds good. Thank you for everybody for tuning in, and let us know if you like the music.